Okay, hello everybody. What is going on? Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? If you're wondering why I'm not talking super loud, it's because I realized yesterday on my pre-stream I don't need to. There's no reason for me to talk super loud because, you know, I am in an office with soundproofing foam and a really good microphone. Good quality, captures my voice, so there's absolutely no reason for me to be screaming. I think what happens is sometimes I get carried away and I don't realize, you know, that I'm in this nice enclosed environment that's a lot better audio-wise than anything I used to use. So now that I've actually consciously realized this, I'll try to talk a little bit lighter here on the pre-streams. All right, everybody. So what's going on? How are you today? Today is Monday, October 30th, 2017. Whew. Continuing on with all the new release coverage, and at the very same time, also preparing for my big Halloween marathon tomorrow. If you're not aware, tomorrow I'm doing a Halloween marathon all day long, you know, starting around the usual time, but instead of taking a break and, you know, splitting for dinner and switching games, I'll be playing horror games, you know, starting around 12:30 p.m. Pacific time and going all the way till around 7:30, maybe 8. Depends on, you know, what we're playing, if people are enjoying it, etc. And it is official. The games that I will be playing have already been selected now by the patrons who have been nominating games and then voting on them all this month. So thank you to the September patrons for your contributions. I appreciate that. So you might say, well, what are the games? Well, we're going to be doing Manhunt. Manhunt on the PS4. Because, yes, it is actually available on the PS4. I was shocked to find out it was available on the PS4, but it is. As well as Friday the 13th, the game that I played earlier this year. And now there's apparently all new content and everything that's been updated for it, so we'll be checking that out. And then a game called Call of Cthulhu. And it has like a sub-name, too. I forget. It's from 2006. It's a PC. I guess it's like a cult horror PC game that I never played. So I'll be checking that out. So 3 different horror-themed games for tomorrow. And then I'll have a backup available just in case anything goes wrong with any of those games. Or let's say one of those games ends up not being entertaining to the viewing audience. And they want to see me do something different. It'll actually be the game that I believe came in 4th or 5th place. Dead by Daylight will be the backup. It just sucks because Saw 2 actually came in the top 3, and I can't play it because there was no way to get the game digitally, and there was no way to get the game here physically in time for the marathon. Which really stinks. You know, I did want to play it. Honestly, I heard it was a bad game, but the thing is, the games I'm playing on Halloween aren't exactly full playthroughs. They're just things I'm going to play a couple hours of. So it would have made sense. It would have been a nice fit, but it is what it is. It's life, right? So that's tomorrow. I hope to see you all here. Keep in mind, I'll be in costume. I will actually be in Halloween costume tomorrow. For the entirety of the thing, what I'll do is for the first half hour or so of the stream, I will be dressed up and on camera. So basically the pre-stream itself, I'll probably be on camera the whole time. Oh my god, excuse me. Wow. Belchamundo. Excuse me, everybody. Yeah. I will be dressed up and, you know, on webcam the entirety of the time, but I want to do like a special maybe half hour where I'm dressed up in costume beforehand. So at least you can see my costume in detail, because keep in mind, the webcam isn't exactly the biggest thing on the screen when I'm playing games. And I don't want to have it that I spent all this money, because I did. This costume, by far, folks, and this is the truth, this is definitely the truth, the most expensive costume I've ever had for Halloween, and the most extensive, so expensive and extensive costume, the most that I've ever had. So I hope it turns out well. I hope you guys like it. Okay. So that's tomorrow, but let's talk about today, and let's talk about the rest of the week. Today, right now on stream, it's Assassin's Creed Origins, which I'm enjoying very much. I've played 2 sessions of the game so far, and enjoyed both. You know, the open world nature of the game makes it very different from the other Assassin's Creed games, and the newly redefined combat engine as well. Very, very different from what you would come to expect from Assassin's Creed, so I'm liking it. I hope you're liking it too. And, yeah, it should be fun. It should be a good experience. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. You know, we just reached Alexandria in the end of last stream, so now we got a whole new village, or city, I guess you could call it, to do side content and all kinds of stuff in, waypoints I have to unlock, etc. So, that's going to be the first stream for today. And then later tonight, I'll be doing a 2-hour stream of Wolfenstein 2. Yes, Wolfenstein 2 will be a lot of fun. Killing the Nazis, as they say. You know, left that off at a pretty critical point last time I was playing. So, we'll see how it goes when I continue tonight, okay? 2 more hours of that. And then, as I said, tomorrow is the Halloween Horror Marathon. Wednesday, we will go back to Mario. So Mario Odyssey will resume on Wednesday's main stream. And then Wednesday night will be Assassin's Creed Origins again. And then Thursday's main stream will be Wolfenstein. And from the reports that I'm getting of people who've been just basically playing Wolfenstein since Friday, apparently I might beat it on Thursday. Being I've heard the game is really around 9 to 10 hours long. Unless you really suck and die a lot, then it could be around 12 hours long. And let's face it, I have been sucking a little bit. Not too hard, but I have been dying in a few spots repeatedly. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking, you know, after tonight's session and maybe one more session on Thursday, I may wrap it up. We'll see. Because right now, already I've played it around 5 to 5.5 hours. And after tonight, I'll be playing 7 hours and then another 3.5 on Thursday, right? So it'll be around 10, 11 hours. So I may be finishing it come Thursday. We'll see. And then, on Thursday night, ladies and gents, will be the big premiere of Call of Duty World War II. And I finally solved the mystery. So I will answer the mystery for you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Because I did figure this out. There's this big air of mystery yesterday because I was installing all the games for the Halloween Horror Marathon onto my PS4. And I saw that Call of Duty World War II was trying to install itself. And for the life of me, I could not figure out why, because I didn't remember buying the game. I just was like, what is going on? It doesn't make sense. Why is it trying to install? Is this a glitch? You know, what is this? And then, you know, trying to figure out the solution, it was very extra confusing because as I was attempting to download the game to my PS4 hard drive, it was erroring out and telling me, oh, it cannot work. It's not working. And I was like, why wouldn't it be working? I mean, I think this is a glitch. Well, come to find out, I discovered what happened. Number one, my PS4 hard drive just didn't have enough room for Call of Duty. If you're not aware, guys, Call of Duty World War II is about 60 gigabytes. Yeah, it's huge. 60 gigs in size, ginormous. So, yeah, it definitely can, in that regard, makes sense that maybe some people are trying to install this thing on their PS4 and it's saying that they don't have room. I mean, that's ridiculous. So that's number one. Number two, oh wait, no, I already said that. I said, no, now I'm confused. I've confused myself in my points. But anyway, so the game is huge. And what happened was I downloaded these other games for Halloween and the game was erroring because there wasn't enough hard drive space. Why the PS4 doesn't tell you that, I don't understand. Like, it should say, oh, error, cannot download because there's not enough hard drive space. But instead it doesn't. Instead it gives you a download bar with an X over it. And it says error, cannot download. And it doesn't elaborate on the error. So I'm sitting here thinking maybe there's something else going on. I don't know, right? Well, I figured it out. I looked into it. And what really happened here was... what really happened here was in the summer. If you guys remember, it was about almost the end of August. It was right in the midst of me playing games like Agents of Mayhem. What was the other one? Hold on a second. I see it on my calendar. Hold on. What was that? Oh, Sonic Mania. Oh, yeah. Sonic Mania, and then the Uncharted standalone expansion game, right? All those games came out around the middle to late August. And amidst me playing all those games, the beta was coming up for Call of Duty World War II, and I was really excited to try it out because, the throwback Call of Duties of the old school war combat were always better than the modernized ones, in my opinion. And I said, well, I want to... Oh, my God. I want to explode here on pre-stream. A big gaseous cloud. But outside of that, I said, man, I really want to try this beta because, potentially this game could be really good. And so someone actually sent me a code to be in the beta. And I was thrilled. I was like, this is excellent. But then the code didn't work for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it just wouldn't work. It errored out. Maybe it was I think it was for a different country, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And I guess what happened, I seriously do not remember this at all. I don't remember this, folks. But apparently what happened is I was like, well, screw it. I know I'm biting the bullet here, but I'm just going to buy it. So I bought the game in August, and it gave me access to the beta. I had no idea. I seriously don't remember doing this. It must have just been one night I was frustrated or stressed out or something, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy it. And I did. And, I don't even remember, but apparently I did. And so that's why the game was auto-installing this week. So that's good news, because I thought that was another game, I was going to have to buy, and now I already did. So I guess that's good. That's fine, $60 less to spend, right? Okay, but however, keep in mind, this really doesn't assuage the burden of the amount of games I still need to buy. Keep in mind, the next few weeks, here's the games I'm going to be buying, okay? Sonic Forces, Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds, Need for Speed Payback, Star Wars Battlefront 2, The Inpatient, and that's just the main AAA games. I actually believe there's a couple more coming out by the end of November that I may be buying. And then, come December, there's the 2 Resident Evil DLC expansions. I think one of them you have to pay for. There's Okami HD. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they just recently announce another big game for December? I can't remember, honestly. I think there's one more coming out in December. But then finally, that may cover all the releases for the year. Because between all the games that I'm already juggling, the new games that are starting up, okay, all this stuff going on, plus keep in mind, once I wrap up all these games, then I am going to start work on my year-end series. I'll be honest, folks, my year-end series are going to be shorter this year. Only reason being is that I really do need to focus more on gameplay and streaming than anything else. This is what's really keeping me going right now. The edited videos really aren't panning out, as you guys know, with YouTube literally claiming every video on every channel that I upload to except DSPGaming. I'm pretty much in a pickle. Every video I upload to KO Gaming gets auto-claimed. Now every video I upload to the King of Hate Vlogs gets auto-demonetized. So, it sucks. And, what I probably will do for my year-end series this year, honestly, I'm probably not going to do the funniest moments, and I know that sucks, but the bottom line is not many people nominated funny moments this year. Typically what I do is I have a thread up on my forums, thekingofhate.com, where people are nominating the funny moments of my playthroughs all year, and then people vote at the end of the year, and I do a countdown. Literally, I think there may be not even 24 nominations. People just completely forgot about it, and it sucks. But they did. That literally, people just completely forgot about doing it. And at this point, for people to go back and start pulling funny moments probably isn't viable and isn't going to happen. At the very same time, I don't have time to do it. It's always been a fan-motivated series. So more than likely, I'm probably not even doing that series this year. But I will definitely be doing the best games of the year and the most disappointing games of the year countdown, for sure. Because I love doing the Game of the Year awards. So, yeah, very excited for that. That will be coming up, you know, in mid to late December. And while I'm doing that, I'll probably be doing gameplay streams during the day and then working on the edited videos at night is kind of what I'm thinking. But, you know, it is what it is. Keep in mind, there's other playthroughs that are going to be starting up too. I got to continue on with Yakuza Kiwami. That's been on hold now for, you know, over a month. I am going to resume that after I finish up with all these new releases that I'm playing right now. And then eventually, you know, once we hit January, I have to decide what I want to do. I'm debating a few things in my head. You know, depending on how long it takes me to beat Mario Odyssey is going to determine if and when I start Mario Sunshine. I am going to be doing that next year. I'm just not sure when yet. And then I know people have been clamoring for me to do a second run in Bloodborne. I'm aware. So that I can do the DLC. So that's kind of on the agenda. So we shall see, folks. We shall see. We'll see how it goes, okay? Alright. So anyway, as you can see, tons of games still coming between now and the end of the year. You see my point? There's still lots of money I'm going to need to expend, so. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Let's do the plugs, and then let's get to gameplay. Sound good? So, number one, folks, really, seriously, I need to appeal to you right now. Because, guess what? There's only a day and a half left in the month of October. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still over $200 away from hitting the funding goal for Patreon this month, okay? Last month, we were in exactly this same situation, and it was actually on this day last month. It was about a day before the end of the month when a couple people stepped up and pledged to my Patreon, and we ended up hitting the funding goal, making this Halloween marathon tomorrow happen, all right? So I don't want people to think it's not possible. I'm just saying at this point, this is pretty much alert time, okay? We have not moved on this Patreon funding at all. A few people have pledged, so maybe it went up by about $10 in the last week. But yeah, at this point, we are not looking like we're going to hit the goal unless a few people come up and do some significant pledges. So, you know, the celebratory goal, if we do hit the funding, is going to be a PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds marathon that I'm going to be doing in late November or early December. It all depends on timing of other new releases that I'm finishing up, and also depends on when the console version, the Xbox One version of that game will be released. But, you know, I really want to do the event, but we do have to hit the funding goal. It's a celebratory event in, you know, celebration of hitting the funding goal. If I just do the event anyway, then what's the point of having celebratory events? You know what I mean? It's supposed to be something that's going to motivate you guys to pledge. Keep in mind, you know, my Patreon funding helps me with a lot of things tremendously. Paying the bills, like electricity and internet, funding all of the equipment in my office. Recently, I had to buy a new PS4 controller because my old one was not responding well anymore. We got, you know, the soundproofing phone and the microphone in my office were all directly funded by Patreon funds. In addition, I'm going to need a new headset really soon because my headset, I only have one left, this Astro A40s, and the other two headsets I had as backups are both broken. So really, I only have this one headset. That's it. And I need a pair of gaming headphones that are going to work with all my consoles, and they're all very expensive. They're hundreds of dollars to get one that's compatible with everything. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. You know, all this money I need to continuously spend to have upkeep on my office setup and everything. And Patreon funding is critical to that. It's always been a big part of that. Okay? So please, folks, if you're here watching today and, you know, you like everything I'm doing and you want to, you know, contribute significantly, one way you can help is to pledge to Patreon and make this PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds event happen. There's only a day and a half left to pledge, so big warning there. We may not hit the funding goal this month. I hope we do. It's still possible, but you're going to have to step up and pledge if you want to, okay? Okay. Teespring, just throwing the idea out there, folks. I have a merchandise shop. It's a Teespring shop. You've seen the plugs right here on your screen. No reason for me to give you the link, but t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, all kinds of cool stuff. And all that stuff can, you know, be purchased on the Teespring shop. High quality merch. I own a bunch of it myself and attest to the quality. It's really good stuff. A good idea for a holiday present coming up, right? Christmas is right around the corner. And you're going to have to order with enough time for stuff to be delivered for Christmas, FYI. So please consider pledging, okay, everyone? Or not pledging, oh my God. Please consider buying something, is what I meant to say. And if you do, I get a pretty significant commission off of whatever you buy off the shop, all right? All right, and then, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, if you're watching today's stream and you enjoy it and you want to see these daily streams continue and you want to get involved, right? You have the capability of either cheering, subbing, and tipping during the stream. If you do any of these things, I will give you a verbal shout out during the course of today's stream. And if you either cheer 50 bits or more, if you tip me $2 or more, or if you subscribe to the channel and click the share button, you'll actually be getting an on-screen pop-up notification as well. So you get both visual and verbal thank you shout outs. Appreciative of anything you guys contribute. You guys are awesome. You're the reason why I am still here. I very much could have been completely gone. As of March of this year was pretty much the tanking point on YouTube. It actually started in February, and then March it kind of solidified where every month was going to be shitty on YouTube with ad revenue and everything. So, thank you for your contributions. The streaming, you know, changes that I've done and the participation that you've done have allowed me to keep doing this for a living. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's go ahead and do some shout-outs. As I said, I was going to do shout-outs for those who were cheering, subbing, and tipping, etc. And then we'll get started with gameplay. Sound good? All right, hold on a second here. Let's take a look. Let's go all the way down. First of all, overnight, we had several people contributing with cheers, subbing, and tipping. So let's go ahead. Overnight, Golden Colts. Wow. Golden Colts did a significant amount of cheering overnight. I'm actually not even going to bother adding up all the different cheers that he did because there's so many. Thank you, Golden Colts, for the support. I really do appreciate it. You know, I'm actually curious. I haven't looked, but, you know, I do have the cheer leaderboard now for my streams. It's right here. It's below my stream on my dashboard, my Twitch dashboard, kind of, you know, the grid of information below my Twitch stream on my Twitch page. I'm wondering how that's going with the cheer leaderboard. Like, has anyone surpassed? Because I know Golden Colts has been doing a lot of overnight cheering in the past couple of weeks. I wonder if anyone surpassed anyone in the overall rankings, right? I don't know. Give it a look. Shout out to WarDog6650, who subscribed to the channel for the first time. Thank you very much, WarDog. I appreciate the sub overnight. Buttamania89 did a 10-bit cheer overnight. Thank you very much, Buttamania. Atlas Telemon did a cheer, a 20-bit cheer overnight. Thank you, Atlas Telemon. Jack Spartacus did a 15-bit cheer and then a 25-bit cheer overnight. Thank you, Jack Spartacus, for the cheers. All right. And then I began the stream, and we got a bunch of people participating. Let's go through those. So again, shout out to Atlas Telemon, who did a 50-bit cheer, and he says, I've seen Thor Ragnarok twice in theaters now. I think you'll enjoy it. Well, thank you for that suggestion, Atlas. I'm not going to go to the movies, but when it does go on demand, I definitely am going to consider checking that out, okay? King of Hypocrisy did a 10-bit cheer. He says, can you play Friday the 13th with in-game voice chat on and mute any trolls if they show up? The game is much better when you coordinate with teammates. No. I already tried this earlier this year. It was a miserable failure. I will be having voice chat off during the course of my Friday the 13th gameplay. Shout out to I'm the Anig. I'm the Anig. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, and I apologize, but thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Shout out to Airhead, who's back today with a 10-bit cheer. He says, did someone say eggplant? Airhead with his eggplant jokes. He actually started these 2 days ago with the Assassin's Creed gameplay. I guess we will continue on with the eggplant jokes. King of Hypocrisy did another 10-bit cheer. He says, Phil, I know what your costume is going to be for Halloween. You're going to be a Nintendo Japan executive stealing all the YouTube ad revenue Kappa. Okay, then. You're absolutely right. What I'm going to do is, for that costume, all I'm going to do, I'm going to get Njaya inflatable ass. And I'm going to wear that on my face. Okay? Because let's face it, that's pretty much what Nintendo executives are. They're assholes. There's no way that they don't understand the gaming culture. They just don't care. They actually think that their shit doesn't stink. They actually honestly think that because they work for Nintendo, that they are above reproach. That everything they do is fine and dandy and in line with what should be done properly by a gaming company. If anything goes wrong, it's not their fault. The Wii U's failure was not their fault. Oh, no. No, no. They would never admit failure. So, yeah. Sorry, but I don't exactly have the highest opinion of Nintendo's upper management with some of the crazy-ass decisions they've made over the years. Sorry, I just don't. I love the games. I hate the management structure of the company. Okay? All right. Shout out to Boz. 2161, who did a 25-bit cheer. Thank you, Boz. Shout out to Airhead, who did another 10-bit cheer and said Eggplant Simulator. Shout out to Tantamounter, who did a 100-bit cheer with the Rest in Peace emote with the zombie hand coming out of the grave. Shout out to Fun Frezen. Excuse me, Fun Frez, not Frezen. He did a 25-bit cheer and he says, who had a worse day today? Paul Manafort or Kevin Spacey? I'm pretty sure they're both having a pretty bad day. I'm certainly not going to get into political commentary or anything of the sort. But yeah, neither of them are having a very good day today, that's for sure. They are both, pretty much in hot water. And, you know, who knows what's going to happen? Because when you get into hot water that bad, you know, it could hurt your career. Both Kevin Spacey as an actor and Paul Manafort in, you know, being in politics. Good luck. Because, yeah. Pretty bad situations on both accounts. I will not give any more commentary past that. Shout out to Fireball Kid 0, who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Fireball Kid. And he asks, Phil, did you catch Stranger Things 2 and what are your thoughts? I did. I liked it very much. I thought it, honestly, I actually think the implementation was better this season. Although I will say, some of the pacing was a little odd. For me, at least, because there was a few things going on. I'm not going to spoil, obviously. I'm not going to give any spoilers. But the pacing of a few episodes seemed out of place to me. But at the same time, the overall arcing story, I feel, was better. And they added in more characters that were actually pretty good to the overall plot of everything. So I definitely think that it was a good season. And again, I'll say this again. The big disappointment for me with Stranger Things is that it's so short. It's only 9-episode runs. And to have to wait an entire year for a 9-episode run is kind of ridiculous. I mean, even the shortest TV shows usually have around 13 episodes. A typical TV show that runs on regular, like, normal broadcast stations is around 20 or more episodes. So it's actually surprising that this particular show only has 9 episodes in a season. I don't know if they figure that's the perfect formula or that's all that they can budget. I don't know. I mean, the Stranger Things is a huge success. It's got tons of merchandise, cash-ins and everything. Like, everything you could think of now, Stranger Things, it really hit pop culture mainstream. So it's not that the series is unsuccessful or anything. And they don't have money to budget. It's just for whatever reason they choose to have it as a shorter series. So okay, shout out to Phil is my daddy. What a name. What an account to make on Twitch. On Twitch. And he has a 10-bit cheer and says, the other big December release that you're forgetting is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. on the Switch. It's a big JRPG release. The first game was solid. If you like Persona and Nier Automata, you'll have to check this one out. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, especially because near the end of the year, right, is where new releases start to die out. And as I said, usually I end up streaming a little bit less because I end up working on my year-end series. Now this year, since I might only be doing the best and worst games of the year for year-end series, it may take away, I might not have to worry about that too much, but at the same time, if the only game I'm playing is a JRPG, right, that's all I'm putting out, and then I'm editing the other half of the day, I think things will plummet at the end of the year, and I really can't have that. So, and be honest, Xenoblade Chronicles, I think, didn't I play the first one? I dropped it. I think I did. I think I was doing a playthrough, and I ended up dropping it because it ended up, number one, being boring. I'll be honest with you. It was too much of a grind. The combat was so grindy in that game. Number two, the plot. The plot even wasn't that interesting to me. I wasn't, like, enthralled by the plot. And number three, because no one was watching it. That's exactly what happened. I was playing it, and people basically, after about, I'd say, 3, 4, 5 days of me playing it, just didn't give a holy shit about it anymore. They were like, do other stuff. This is boring. So, yeah, that's why I stopped. Didn't I get paid to play it? No. I never. That was before. Xenoblade Chronicles was long before Patreon. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Jeff Oliveira, you are completely wrong. That game was way before 2015 when I started with Patreon, so. Alright, and shout out to Atlas Telemon, who did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Atlas. That actually makes you the cheerleader for today's stream. 500-bit cheer. And he says, will you be watching Star Trek Destiny? Why do we have it on Netflix and you need to subscribe to CBS All Access? Well, I have not watched Star Trek Discovery. Just being upfront here, I haven't. I do like Star Trek, but I'll be honest with everyone, I hate the prequels. You guys know this. I hate prequels. And the last two Star Trek series, both Star Trek Enterprise and now Discovery, are fucking prequels. Why can't they get it through their heads we don't want prequels? I am so lost here. All these fucking movies and TV, we're going to make a prequel. How about no? How about you have an ounce of fucking originality in your head, and instead of basing your plot lines and everything off of shit that people already wrote, and just saying, oh, well, this is the origin story, how about you do something new and original instead? You know why they won't do it? Because that's actually taking a huge risk, Oh, we're going to do the origin of the Klingons. Okay. So everyone likes the Klingons because they've been in Star Trek for, a million years. So it's going to be something that people are going to be interested in, right? Versus, oh, we're going to make a new futuristic series about Star Trek where, it's in the future, it's continuing the plot line, and they encounter all kinds of new aliens and creatures and stuff. Oh my God, a risk. Oh my God. The bottom line is, if you look at the history of the Star Trek franchise, the last series that was in the future, meaning, taking place moving forward time-wise, was Star Trek Voyager. And Star Trek Voyager was very successful. And then they decided to do Star Trek Enterprise, which was not successful. It ended up getting canceled within, 2 seasons? It was either 2 or 3 seasons, which is a huge failure for the franchise, because typically Star Trek, at that point, both Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager all went 7 seasons. So they were all incredibly successful. And then Enterprise, basically, it tanked. And people stopped watching it. And that's what I mean. It's a fucking prequel. We're tired of these. Seriously, give us something new. Give us a development in the future. Don't keep going back to the same shit over and over. I don't care about how they discovered certain races and then they became the races that we knew in the future. I don't give a shit. I just want new stuff, and they're not providing it. So for me, I'm not interested in Star Trek Discovery at all, honestly. That's just being honest here. And the second half of that question that Atlas Telemon asked is, why is it on Netflix but you need to subscribe? Is because Netflix doesn't provide new broadcast television. They don't, and they never will, I don't think. That's left to the broadcast companies to have that. So you need to have either cable television or some kind of a subscription service to these channels to see new shows. Netflix has new original series or has like last season of every show. Maybe next year they'll have Star Trek Discovery, this season that's airing now. But they don't get new broadcast TV. That's why, okay? Duke XJT did a 25-bit cheer and says in Assassin's Creed Origins you can make flame arrows next to a fire source. Some jars are flammable. That's good to know. Thank you. King of Hypocrisy did another 10-bit cheer and made a joke about me being a Russian agent trying to take over the Let's Play scene. Har har har. Paul 588 did a 10-bit cheer. He said, surprised you're not talking about Kevin Spacey. It's not related to politics and he was one of your favorite actors. Well, it is what it is. Listen, I don't know anything about the situation. I know what happened. I know what happened yesterday, but what is there to say? It's certainly none of my business. It's private stuff that happened between actors. Obviously, certainly if the accusations are true, it's obviously I'm not going to defend the guy. At the same time, I'm not anywhere in that industry to know anything that goes on behind closed doors, nor do I really care, honestly. Being real honest here, I just don't give a shit. I really haven't been watching anything with Kevin Spacey in it recently anyway. I was going to eventually start watching House of Cards, because I have Netflix now, but I never got around to it yet, so. Alright. Shout out to, let's see here. Wow, what's going on? I'm just getting a bunch of cheers. Out of nowhere. Whoa. So, Slaphead93 did a 100-bit cheer. King of Hypocrisy did another 10-bit cheer with a question I'm not going to answer, because at this point he's now done a million 10-bit cheers with questions that I don't have time for. Slaphead did another 100-bit cheer. Then Jessica did a 100-bit cheer and said, hey, Phil. Then Slaphead did another 100-bit cheer. Then Slaphead did another 100-bit cheer. Then Slaphead did another 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Slaphead, for this, all of a sudden, a torrent of cheers coming in. Appreciate that. Alice Telemon did a 50-bit cheer and says, the Netherlands and UK have Star Trek Discovery on their Netflix, but in the US, you have to buy the CBS All Access. See, I don't know. I don't understand the distribution agreements or whatever. Maybe it's different in Europe. But in the US, that's how Netflix is. You don't get any new TV on Netflix besides Netflix exclusive series, right? That's what you get on Netflix new. And you get, television, regular broadcast television in the US, we don't get for a year later. So maybe it's different in Europe. I don't know, but that's how it is for us in America. Darth Radovan Viking did a 100-bit cheer, and he says, being an ass person doesn't necessarily make you a bad actor. That is a true statement. However, I'm sure there's going to be people who find themselves soured to Kevin Spacey's work, now that all these, the accusation comes out against him, and then he admits publicly of something in his personal life. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get into it because this is not the drama stream. But, it's up to the individual to make a decision based off of the information provided to you to make your own decision on what you think about the guy and if you want to continue to watch his stuff or not. Making an informed decision based on your own personal opinion and perspective. That's what life's all about, folks. People will react differently to this kind of stuff. All right, shout out to Phil is my daddy, who did a 10-bit cheer and said, cheer train. Tour with me did a 10-bit cheer. He says, which Saw movie do you like the best right now? I think I'm always going to like the first movie the best. The others, at this point, I'm watching one or two every night. And I think I'm up to Saw 4. And now is where it starts to get really ridiculously convoluted. To the point where it's like, oh, come on. Sure, literally 400 things were all happening at once. Of course they were. Yes, and all these things were happening and no one knew of any of it. But the first one I think is the best. Down on a Bear did a 10-bit cheer. He says, I've soured on Kevin Spacey's ass for sure. And Darth Radovan Viking did a 50-bit cheer and says, oh, the man that's pretending to not be himself on my TV isn't nice. Big deal. Well, I'm sure that's going to be some people's opinions. They won't give a shit. Some people just don't care. They're like, this is people's personal lives. Why do I give a fuck about that? What does that have to do with anything, right? And I have to agree there, you know, just because something gets revealed about someone did something really shitty in their personal life at some point doesn't necessarily mean that everything they've ever done in their entire lives is bad. At the same time, it is, again, of your own personal judgment to decide for yourself whether or not, if you hear something bad about someone who maybe you were a fan of, if you want to continue to be a fan of them and follow their work or whatever or not. It's up to your own personal, you know, power to do that. It's your own decision-making process. So, Alice Telemon just did another 500-bit cheer. Wow, so you're still the cheerleader for today's stream. It says, do you have any idea for possible future new partnership streams on Twitch? Nothing yet. You know, I mean, this whole thing was a long and arduous process. Like, I was actually contacted by Twitch about that partnership stream in late September, and I didn't even get the contract for it until like a couple days before the stream. Things are pretty hectic when it comes to this kind of stuff. But hey, they loved how the partnership stream went, and they've, you know, I asked them to please keep me in mind for future opportunities. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure moving forward, there's going to be other opportunities for them to want to promote extensions, for example, you know, with various games. So we'll see what happens. Shout out to Slaphead93, who just subscribed to the channel. So not only did Slaphead did a bunch of cheers this morning, or this afternoon, excuse me, he also subscribed. Thank you, Slaphead, for that. Shout out to Concrete Casket, who did a 50-bit cheer and says, shout out to one of the only streamers worth watching. Thank you very much, Concrete Casket, for the support. I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time to start. Holy shit. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Appreciate it. And, I think it's time to start. Oh, wait, Slaphead did another 100-bit cheer. He says, no worries. I've been watching since Red Faction Gorilla. Here, take some bits. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. All right. I think it's time. Let's begin with Assassin's Creed Origins. How does that sound? Sound good to you? All right. Okay. Let's begin. All right, folks, here we go.